Using Docker for application deployment offers a streamlined approach to package, distribute, and run applications in isolated environments called containers. Here's a guide on how to effectively use Docker for application deployment. 1. Installing Docker. Start by installing Docker Engine on your development machine or server. Docker provides installation packages for various operating systems, including Windows, macOS, and Linux. 2. Creating Docker images. Docker images are the blueprints for containers. Create a Docker file that defines the environment and dependencies needed for your application. Use base images like Alpine Linux, Ubuntu, or specific language runtimes, e.g., Node, JS, Python. 3. Building Docker images. Use the Docker build command to build Docker images from your Docker file. This command compiles your application, installs dependencies, and creates a snapshot of the environment. 4. Running Docker containers. Once you have a Docker image, use the Docker run command to create and start Docker containers based on that image. Specify ports, volumes, environment variables, and other configuration options as needed. 5. Managing container lifecycle. Use Docker commands, Docker start, Docker stop, Docker restart, to manage the lifecycle of Docker containers. Containers are lightweight, isolated environments that encapsulate your application and its dependencies. 6. Orchestrating with Docker Compose. Docker Compose allows you to define and manage multi-container Docker applications. Use a Docker Compose.yml file to specify services, networks, volumes, and dependencies for your application stack. 7. Networking and service discovery. Docker provides networking capabilities for seamless communication between containers and external networks. Use Docker's bridge, overlay, or host networking modes to connect containers as needed. 8. Logging and monitoring. Implement logging and monitoring for Docker containers using tools like Docker logging drivers, ElkStack, Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana, or Prometheus. Monitor container metrics, logs, and performance to ensure application health. 9. Scaling with Docker Swarm or Kubernetes. For container orchestration and scaling, consider Docker Swarm, built-in Docker orchestration, or Kubernetes, container orchestration platform. These tools automate container deployment, scaling, and management across multiple hosts. 10. Security best practices. Follow Docker security best practices to protect your applications and containers. This includes using trusted base images, limiting container privileges, scanning images for vulnerabilities, and regularly updating Docker components. By leveraging Docker for application deployment, developers and DevOps teams can achieve consistent, portable, and efficient deployment workflows. Docker's containerization technology simplifies dependency management, improves scalability, and facilitates continuous integration and delivery, CI/CD, pipelines, making it a versatile tool for modern software deployment practices.